Hey, welcome to Momentarily Speaking with me, Isha Anavaz. On this channel, we're going to focus on self care, nutrition, and mindset growth. We will feel well, move well, and live well on this channel. Let's build a stronger, more intentional us, one moment at a time. Thank you for watching. Well, hello, friends. It's been a while, and I am sitting here keeping cozy. I know here in the United States, in the Midwest and the East Coast, we have been with ice storms and snow, and I hope everyone's keeping safe and warm. But I wanted to talk to you today about my weigh-in on Zepbound and how my GLP-1 journey is going. I know a lot of you gave a lot of love to a video that I made concerning the definition of slow responder, as well as in that video I defined visceral fat and the importance of keeping track of your visceral fat. And I want to give you an update of where I am today. As of yesterday, I did reach 30 pounds loss on the GLP-1 Zepbound tirzepatide. And yesterday I weighed myself and I am at 168.8. So I hit the 30 pounds loss on the GLP-1, which I'm very happy about. It took me definitely 8 months. And if you know a little bit of my story, when I first started, I was so naive about this journey. I thought, those videos that said 60 pounds in 6 months, I thought that was going to be me. Nope, that was not me. I found out that I am a slow responder. And so at times I would be in a plateau for, 2 to 3 weeks and nothing would happen. And then all of a sudden the weight would go down. It really encouraged me to just start looking at my lifestyle and what can I change. Mentally, I've prepared myself for the fact, what if all of a sudden I cannot have access to the GLP-1? Obesity is a disease. Our mind is not a disease. Our mind has the power to control itself if we actually practice the control. And back in the days with our ancestors, they didn't have the overprocessed foods that we have today. I do understand that although obesity is a disease, I do understand that my mind is not. Now, that could be controversial to other people because there's the food noise factor. But the food noise factor comes from addiction, and the addiction to carbohydrates, the addiction to overprocessed foods, and the addiction to sugar. Sugar does have the same type of addictive mechanisms as cocaine. And so because I have been researching, I have been trying to see what can I do on my end. Now, this is not for you to do. I am not telling you that you need to do this, but I'm telling you the way my mindset is right now, because I don't know if I will have the option of having this medication for the long run. I don't know my future. So I intentionally decided to do certain things to start practicing mindset shifting. And this medication has really helped to understand my inner voice. I am just saying my anecdotal story. I had to really be strict about what really is my goal in this. Is my goal to change my habits and to allow this medication to be a tool for me? Or is my goal to just keep doing what I've been doing all along for the last, my daughter's 20, she's going to be 22 this year. So for the last 22 years, ever since I started suffering from obesity, do I want to continue that route of just eating the same foods, not moving, not implementing exercise in my daily life? And when I looked at that, and I did that through a lot of journaling, I really had to look inside myself and really ask some tough questions. And if you're interested in what those questions look like, I do have a website. I'm not plugging it in. I'm just telling you that you can go in and get the freebie on the GLP-1 page on my website. momentarilyspeaking.com, because that's what really helped me. I had to go through counseling to understand why I have certain aspects that I needed to change about my life. And it's not just about obesity, it's not just about food. There's just a lot of aspects that I really had to be honest about with myself. And so through that journey and using the GLP-1 as a tool, I've gotten to the point of accepting, okay, I'm not a fast, high responder. I may not reach my goal at the beginning was 143 pounds. And I'm telling you, with the exercise and the hit and the walking and all that stuff that I've implemented, my body's changing to the point where I don't even think I will feel comfortable in the 140s, to be honest with you, because I'm building a lot of muscle and I have shown those numbers and I will show those numbers here as well. I'm not going to apologize about it, because it's my story. And so I know this hits hard for some people because in their mind, they only want to focus on the Oprah show and what they were talking about, this obesity is a disease. Yes, it is, but you are not a disease. I'm not a disease. And my mind is not a disease. So how can I accumulate my own way of practicing a mindset shift and lifestyle shifts? And that's what I did that got me to this point. Now, do I think that if someone does not change their lifestyle, that they are wrong? Absolutely not. Because you cannot make someone change what they like. When I see other content creators on the GLP-1 spectrum and I see them doing a Costco video or a Starbucks video, or these are the snacks that I take, I don't see that as anything wrong. That is who they are and that's what they choose to eat. However, when someone that has been able to practice what I'm practicing and they get off the GLP-1 and they continue to keep their weight because of the lifestyle changes and because of the food changes that they made, I'm more attracted to that. That doesn't mean that someone who's not doing it like me is doing it wrong, because at the end of the day, it really is about what do you want? And you get to decide what you want in your life. You get to change how you want to change your life. And if you want to use the GLP-1 as just a medication that allows you to lose weight and not as a tool for you to play around with your thoughts and your ability to move and your ability to do things, I'm not going to shame you on that because that's what you choose. But I also expect the same respect for those of us who actually are trying to get on this medication, use it as a tool to change our lifestyle and the way of eating to possibly not take it anymore. But what's really concerning at times is how we fit to the low vibrations all the time. We as human beings want to be told that it's not you, it's them, it's not you, it's the company, it's not you, it's the food that is available, it's not you, it's the addiction. Okay, yes, absolutely, I get that. Because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna claim that I'm unfixable. I'm not. But when I started questioning myself, there was things that I found that were fixable that I was not fixing. And even through this journey of being a health advocate, it has put me in the spot of like looking at my blood, understanding all this stuff that I didn't know before. And I'm thankful for this medication, because if it wasn't for this medication, I would have not even thought about being a health advocate for myself. So, in the process of this, I have lost 30 pounds. I am at 168.8. One of my concerns is that I'm thinning out. You know, my body is, I am happy with my body. I'm content with my body. And I would like to build more muscle and be stronger. I'm taking care of my cholesterol. I'm taking care of my diagnosis. So, all this to say this, I got here to 30 pounds loss. And I forgot to apologize for the glasses. I've been suffering from migraine, so these glasses help me. So I have been doing things that have all of a sudden after 8 months have become part of me. I don't want to ever stop that because of food noise. So I've been really practicing on making sure that I hold myself accountable. And it's not just in the area of the GLP-1, you guys. It has impacted me in my personal life. It has impacted me in how I hold myself accountable for the parts that I did play in certain aspects of my life, whether it's relationships, whether it's my career, whether it's my relationship with my kids, how I look at people. I don't have any judgment on people. I'm passionate about what I found out because of this medication. This journey of the GLP-1 is a lonely journey for me. Even though I would love to have people comment like this other content creator was talking about. I'm like, I wish I would have had those, because I'm like, I was in so much distress at the beginning of this journey because none of the content creators that I was watching was saying my story. And no one was talking about slow responders. No one was talking about, um, the definition of it. And so I started looking into it. And so I give that information out. So I want to be encouraging to those people who are watching this and possibly you're at a standstill, or you are feeling like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to lose more weight? Or is this it for me? I want you to know that it's not it for you, honey. I focused on protein. And at the beginning I focused on high protein, you guys, and it blew my numbers up. My nurse practitioner said, why don't you go down to lean protein? So I started doing lean protein. So now I eat fish, mostly salmon, and mostly chicken almost every single day. Chicken. Salmon I try to have, twice a week. But for the most part, I'm eating chicken and vegetables. Chicken and vegetables. And right now my daughter is making a pot roast because it's really, really cold here. So there's a pot roast happening right now. So I'm going to be eating that. This morning I had a Spanish tortilla. And I've also been counting my calories. I had no idea what that would look like on a GLP-1. And it really does, it really does give you an idea of what am I eating, what am I putting in my body? What am I fueling my body? And this channel is about, this year, I just want to focus on encouraging you to feel well. Because if you fuel your body with the right vitamins, the right food, you are going to make yourself be a healthier person with a GLP-1 or without a GLP-1. Resting is so important, you guys. And I also want to tell you that my visceral fat is something that I've been focusing on. And these habits that I just mentioned, they really have helped me to lower my visceral fat. I started this journey with my visceral number being at 13. Now my visceral number is at 10. And I'm really excited about that because literally understanding the correlation of the visceral fat and how healthy your heart is what it's the process that I'm going through right now, which I will be making videos on that. I really think that this is an area where it's not talked about enough. Visceral fat is so important in our overall strategic health. If we look at our health strategically, I'm so excited to share with you in the next coming weeks some of the findings that I've found regarding visceral fat and certain diseases, whether it's heart disease, whether it's dementia, but it's just visceral fat is where it's at too. Like, we need to understand what we can do to lower our visceral fat. I wanted to thank you. If you've finished this video and you're watching still, I want to thank you for being here with me. At the beginning of when I made my first videos, I was so scared of sharing my journey, and I was so confused about the GLP-1. And now, 8 months later, I am so thankful for the GLP-1 journey. It has opened doors for me to be a health advocate for myself and to share information with others that I've learned. And honestly, I cannot thank you enough for giving the love that you've been giving to me throughout this time, whether you comment or not. I love you, and I pray that you're blessed and safe, and we'll talk soon. Bye.